In the wilds of Africa, where everything moves to the rhythm of hunt and flight, few animals command respect without needing to run. The Cape buffalo is one of them. It has no fangs, it doesn't hunt, it doesn't boast speed. But when it appears, even the lion thinks twice before acting. This is no ordinary animal. It is dense, unpredictable, and aggressive when necessary. It moves in a herd, but never hides behind it. It is a tank of muscle and instinct, forged in daily battles with predators who underestimate its calm. In this video, you will discover why the Cape buffalo is one of Africa's most dangerous animals. You will understand how strength, strategy, and a protective instinct have made it a living legend of the savannas. And why, even among the giants of the wild, it stands out as a symbol of resilience, power, and respect. Prepare to meet the true owner of the territory, the animal that never backs down, that never forgets, and that, when it attacks, won't stop until its enemy is on the ground. This is the story of the Cape buffalo, the silent guardian of the savanna, the silent giant of the savanna. On the African savanna, where predators roam restlessly and the fight for survival never ends, the Cape buffalo stands out, not for its speed, nor for its cunning, but for its raw power and a strategy that blends endurance, teamwork, and a relentless response to any threat. This often underestimated animal possesses one of the most dangerous temperaments in all of African fauna. Few dare to provoke it, and those who try often don't make it out alive. Weighing over 800 kilograms, about 1,760 pounds of compact muscle, the Cape buffalo is one of Africa's Big Five. Its appearance resembles that of a robust ox, but with natural armor on its head, a pair of curved horns that meet in the center, forming a shield of dense bone. This structure, known as a boss, serves as both a shield and a weapon. But what truly defines the buffalo is not just its size, it's its behavior. It lives in herds ranging from dozens to hundreds of individuals. Within these groups, there is a flexible but clear hierarchy. Females lead the movements, while the strongest males protect the edges of the herd. This organization allows the group to respond quickly and effectively to any external threat. Despite its calm appearance, the buffalo is unpredictable. It may seem indifferent to danger, but when provoked, it reacts with full force. Unlike other herbivores that flee at the slightest sign of a predator, the buffalo may charge. It confronts lions, it defends its companions, and it does not forget. There are recorded cases of buffaloes attacking hunters days after being wounded. Predator versus buffalo, a high-stakes confrontation. On the savanna, the showdown between lions and buffaloes is more than a fight for food. It's a game of calculation. The lion, despite being one of Africa's top predators, knows that hunting a buffalo is a risky bet. It assesses the situation carefully before acting. One mistake can be fatal. Lions typically attack in a group. They try to isolate the weakest member of the herd, a calf, an old female, or an injured adult. The goal is to separate, unbalance, and overwhelm with numbers. But the plan doesn't always work. The buffaloes form a living wall, with the strongest at the front. They surround the calf. They face down their enemies. They charge. When the lions attack, chaos erupts. Dust rises, cries echo, hooves thunder. But the buffalo is not easy prey. It gores, it shoves, it resists. A single blow can launch a lion into the air. If a lion hesitates, it becomes a target. There are records of hunts that ended with the predator wounded or dead. More than once, an entire herd has returned to rescue a captured member. The scene repeats itself. The buffaloes charge with force, drive off the lions, and save their companion. They do not abandon their own easily. This group reaction shows the degree of cohesion and courage these animals have developed, and it explains why many predators prefer to avoid a direct confrontation. Even an experienced lion knows that a failed attack on buffaloes can mean the end. Nature exacts a high price for rash decisions. That's why, in the presence of a cohesive herd, many lions just watch. They wait for a better opportunity. Sometimes, it never comes. The buffalo, despite being an herbivore, positions itself as one of the most formidable opponents on the savanna. It doesn't run on instinct. It assesses, measures strength, and fights back. That makes it different. that makes it respected. This aggressive behavior isn't just defense, it's strategy. By attacking as a group, buffaloes confuse predators, unbalance the enemy, and create escape opportunities for the more vulnerable members of the herd. Calves and injured animals are often protected by the collective. The buffalo's strength lies not only in its muscles, it lies in its unity. And even when isolated, a single individual can be a challenge for any predator. It's not uncommon for lions to die trying to take down an adult male. It's not always worth the risk. For this reason, many predators prefer to hunt simpler prey. Because when a buffalo fights back, it does not retreat. Hierarchy, vigilance, and group defense. Within the Cape buffalo herd, there is order. They live in large groups, with dozens or even hundreds of individuals. This structure is not chaotic. A hierarchy exists. Dominant males occupy central or leadership positions. Older females guide the group in search of water and pasture. The youngest are protected in the interior of the formation. This organization ensures safety. The buffaloes move as a single body. When they stop to rest or graze, there are always a few standing guard. They take turns eating and watching. A suspicious movement in the vegetation, and everyone is on alert. A strange sound and their bodies tense up. They don't act on impulse, but they are always ready. This constant vigilance is not without reason. They live in predator territory. Lions, hyenas, and even crocodiles lie in wait. But a surprise attack is difficult when the group functions as a collective radar. Every pair of eyes counts, and when a threat is confirmed, the response is swift. The buffalo's defensive behavior is marked by unity. When a calf is threatened, the adults form a circle. If a herd member is captured, the others react. They advance in a line, horns lowered, a massive weight in motion. Many predators retreat in the face of this pressure. Scenes have been recorded where a herd has driven off an entire pride of lions or killed a predator that tried to stand its ground. In direct confrontations, males use their curved horns and thick foreheads as weapons. The forehead is reinforced by a bony structure called a boss, which acts as a natural shield. In internal disputes or against predators, these head-on collisions are brutal. The impact can fracture bones. This discourages even the boldest lion. Another factor contributing to their defense is their memory. Buffaloes recognize areas where they have been attacked before. They avoid points of risk. This spatial intelligence helps them navigate more safely. Even during large migrations, they maintain cohesion. Movement decisions are collective but guided by experienced buffaloes. They know where to find water, shade, and lower risk. This reduces internal conflicts and increases their chances of survival. In this way, the Cape buffalo does not survive by luck. It survives because it understands that alone it is vulnerable, but as a group, it is nearly unbeatable. Nature has forged it into one of the most resilient and organized herbivores in Africa. Resilience, adaptation, and conflicts with humans. The Cape buffalo survives not only through strength or unity, it also stands out for its physical resilience and adaptability. During dry seasons, when vegetation disappears and water vanishes from the cracked earth, other animals waste away. But the buffalo endures. It can extract the maximum nutrients from even the driest grasses. It walks long distances in search of water. It can travel for days, even under the scorching sun. Its strong legs and wide hooves allow it to cross difficult terrain, and its robust body withstands extreme heat without collapsing. But drought is not the only challenge. Coexistence with humans is increasingly common. In many regions, natural pastures have been taken over by crops or domestic livestock. This pushes buffaloes into smaller, more isolated areas. And when they enter agricultural lands in search of food or water, conflicts arise. Buffaloes are seen by farmers as a threat. They can destroy fences, trample crops, and transmit diseases to cattle, such as foot and mouth disease. For this reason, they are often hunted or forcibly driven away. But confronting a buffalo is not simple. They do not have the submissive behavior of other herbivores. When cornered, they fight back. There are documented cases of people being injured or killed for trying to drive off a lone buffalo. They are fast, strong, and above all, unpredictable. In protected areas like parks and reserves, buffaloes live more securely. But even in these places, danger exists. Distracted tourists who leave their vehicles or get too close have paid dearly for their recklessness. A buffalo that appears calm can attack in seconds. Its heavy body is deceiving. They can run at over 50 km/h, 30 mph, and when they decide to charge, nothing stops them. Despite their aggressive reputation, buffaloes do not attack without reason. They react when they feel threatened or when a member of the group is at risk. It's a defensive, not predatory behavior. But for this very reason, they are unpredictable. You never know where the line between observation and attack will be drawn. Another factor that reinforces their dangerous image is the difficulty in reading their signals. Unlike other animals that show their teeth or growl, the buffalo maintains a neutral appearance, head down, eyes fixed. But this can be the prelude to an attack. That's why on safari guides warn, the silence of the buffalo is more threatening than the roar of a lion. This combination of strength, resilience, and an unpredictable temperament makes the Cape buffalo one of the most respected animals on the savannah. It doesn't need to hunt to dominate. Its mere presence imposes limits. And even the great predators think twice before crossing the path of one of these giants. The weight of respect. On the African savannah, the law is simple. Survival belongs to those who adapt, who endure, and above all, who know when to fight and when to retreat. The Cape buffalo has understood this better than most. It is not the fastest, nor the most agile, nor does it have claws or fangs. But it is one of the few herbivores that commands respect through presence and attitude. It requires no drama. It doesn't threaten with roars. It doesn't display its strength for show. But when the moment demands it, it shows why it is feared even by lions. The secret to its survival lies in the group. Alone, a buffalo is dangerous. In a herd, it becomes a force that even the most experienced predators prefer to avoid. It is in this collective that the buffalo finds its strength. They protect each other. They avenge each other. They position themselves around the weakest. They show that true strength lies in unity, and that even a predator can be defeated if its target has loyal allies by its side. The buffalo also teaches a lesson about boundaries. It doesn't attack on instinct. It reacts when provoked. It shows that respect is born from the balance between courage and control. It can ignore an intruder for hours, but if it senses something is wrong, it responds with full force. This unpredictability makes it even more dangerous, and that's why, even in protected reserves, it is treated with caution. There is no way to predict its next move, but there is always a sense of risk in the air when it is near. This behavior transforms it into a symbol of silent power. It doesn't need to prove anything. It is simply there, and that is enough for others to respect it. In nature, this is rare. Many animals impose themselves through noise, display, or brutality. The buffalo does not. It imposes itself through consistency, through its solid presence, through its ability to endure, resist, and fight back when necessary. Perhaps this is why the Cape buffalo is seen by many as an almost military figure within the animal kingdom. It is strategic, collective, and resilient. It faces the greatest predators and defeats them. It fights to the end when someone from its group is in danger, and it remains standing where many others fall. In the end, the Cape buffalo is not just a wild animal. It is a reminder that true power lies not in domination, but in resistance. That raw strength without control is merely destruction. And that, in a world where everyone fights for an advantage, those who know how to protect themselves and their own will always have a guaranteed place at the top of the hierarchy of respect.